Hey Bricks, it's Brickley here, and welcome to episode 6 of Middle Earth MOCS. Yes, we're finally gonna continue this magnificent mock review series of The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. And if you haven't seen the 5 previous episodes of this mock review series, of course, go ahead and click the card on the top right corner of the screen to save the playlist to which I manually add all of the episodes of this series to watch every single video in the right order. And you can also submit your own LEGO The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit MOCs, so you can actually get a feature in a future episode of this MOC series. Just send me a couple of pictures of your MOC to my Instagram DM, and you'll get a feature in a future episode. Now, if you are enjoying this series, of course, let me know by leaving a thumbs up to support it. Go subscribe to Brickley if you are new to my channel. And, of course, ring that notification bell to stay updated when I post any LEGO videos. And without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at all the MOCs I got to show you. So the first MOC I'm going to show you is actually from the Return of the King movie. This is The Last Defense of Minas Tirith, made by Delta TMM Delta. Pretty weird name right over here. I hope I pronounced that correctly, but your MOC is just amazing. I personally love the scene where all of the orcs are storming through, of course, the city of Osgiliath. And you really captured that scene amazingly. You gotta look at this. I mean, he has included the arches, all of the buildings in the back over here, even two sort of towers, broken down towers actually. But we're gonna go and take a look at the area where actually all of the orcs are just running into the city. So we got actually 3 boats within this MOC over here. I think it's actually 4 boats in total. And the boats really look superb. I mean, it's half boats, but they are really detailed. I mean, I really like the slopes used on the sides. And we got a lot of just gross orcs running out with a lot of different types of armor. That definitely is something amazing to add to your orc army. A lot of different helmets and breastplates and shoulder plates, a lot of different weapons as well. So this orc army really looks realistic in comparison to the actual movies of the Lord of the Rings anyways. That really looks superb. So I think this builder really made an awesome orc army for this MOC. We're going to go and jump into, of course, the build itself actually. So the first wall over here actually has a couple of awesome windows with those arch pieces. We got those bigger arches where the orcs can actually run under. And the water next to the boats is actually a little bit green, so that also looks amazing with a couple of grass pieces actually. And I also like the fact that the builder added a couple of those dark bluish gray and dark tan and light tan pieces to the walls. I think that definitely looks great in comparison to actually his first MOC. He actually created a couple of other designs for Osgiliath, but his first Osgiliath MOC actually only included the light bluish gray pieces, as you can see over here. And I think his latest design looks superb. I mean, you can see a lot of detail with the different gray colors and, of course, tan colors within the walls. That really adds a bit more detail to the MOC. So I really want to compliment you on that. That really looks amazing. So I really like the front wall over here. And, of course, there's also this courtyard on the right. We get some soldiers with, of course, the shields. I actually think that those are custom shields with the White Tree of Gondor on the shields. We got, of course, this awesome statue right here, missing a head actually, so that really is realistic. We got a sort of orc right over here, actually a couple of orcs with the goblin hats from the Harry Potter theme. That's really funny right there. And there's actually this huge building in the back over here, which also looks superb. We got a couple of arches actually over here, and on top of that over here we got a wall piece with, of course, those sort of windows with a couple of archers just raining down arrows onto the orcs, so that also looks superb. I really like the fact that this builder included a couple of those pillars over here with those arches, so that also looks superb. And then if we're going to take a look at the building over here on the far right, you can see that this building really looks superb. I think it's a nice angle with the building. I mean, you can't really make this line up with the studs on the plate itself, actually. So we had to create a sort of special design for this. I think it looks superb. I mean, I really like the fact that he also, within this tower, again, added a couple of those dark bluish gray and dark tan pieces. That definitely adds a little bit of detail. And the windows over here on the top of the tower, the two windows also look superb with those cylinder pieces, actually. And we got a couple of those tiles on the sides of the tower, which also looks epic. And the top of the tower actually looks a bit broken down, so that also looks superb. And if we're going to take a look at the far left over here, we also have another tower, which really looks amazing. We got a couple of smaller windows, actually. And I can't really see a lot of other minifigures over here on the top of that tower. But I do think it really looks amazing. It's just an awesome tower, and I really think the build looks good. Delta TMM Delta, you really did a great job on creating a Skilleth in LEGO, and I think it's really cool to see the progression of your MOC. I mean, the first MOC actually had a lot of light gray in it and not a lot of other colors, so that looked a bit boring, but you set that yourself as well, so that isn't really to hate on you. But eventually you really started to show a lot of progress within your Skilleth MOC. I mean, the second sort of progression of your Skilleth MOC really looks superb. You got some blue water over here, which eventually you actually switched to green water, which also gives an interesting look to the MOC, in my opinion. So I think this MOC really looks superb, and I'm really eager to hear what your opinion is on this MOC. So if you enjoyed taking a look at this Skilleth MOC, The Last Defense of Minas Tirith by Delta TMM Delta, of course, let me know in the comment section down below what you think of this MOC. The next MOC we're going to take a look at is actually the minifig scale Helms Deep made by LEGO Castle MOC. So right off the bat, the front really looks superb. We got those two windows on either side with a lot of those sand green and dark bluish gray pieces to really make a lot of awesome details possible on the wall, because it really would be a bit boring, in my opinion, to only have the light bluish gray. So you really did a well job on that. I really like the fact that you switch it up with a lot of different colors. That definitely looks amazing. And you also used a lot of those sort of light bluish, dark bluish gray, and of course the sand green pieces with the sort of brick decoration on them. That also looks superb on the front walls of the Helms Deep Hornburg over here, so that definitely is something amazing. Then taking a look at the main gate over here, actually, it has a nice archway over here with two of those arches surrounding the big main gate over here, and we got a lot of detailing on the gate, as you can see, with a lot of those wood pieces and a couple of those sort of tiles actually on the front, which really adds a nice pattern to the front of the gate. So I definitely think that looks amazing, and the gate can actually still open, as you can see right over here, with the sort of little space in between the doors. So that also is just a superb function that the gate can still open. I really like the look of this gate, so really thumbs up to you. And over here on the top of the gate, we got this sort of wooden area where you can actually throw some rocks and spears at the Uruk-hai army. That definitely is also something amazing. I really like the usage of those dark brown and light brown, actually reddish brown tiles over there, and a couple of those wooden pieces with the printing on them as well. That also looks superb. And then over here on top of the Hornburg, actually, we got a couple of minifigures guarding it. I really like the fact that this is minifig scale. I mean, you get a lot of minifigures over here on the top, which you can actually fit on there. So it really is realistic in comparison to the movie. That's definitely something amazing. And if we're going to take a look at some other pictures right over here, you can see that you can fit an entire army through the gates of this Helms Deep MOCS. That also is something truly epic. I really just love that fact that you can actually just set up a lot of minifigures. And the bridge is actually quite high over here. You can see that the bridge has a lot of support under it, and also a lot of those bricks with, of course, the brick decoration on them. That definitely looks superb. And the gap actually between the wall and of course the big support underneath the big bridge is also just amazing. I really like the detailing over there and the gap sort of being created with those sort of, let me see here, we got those arch pieces and a couple of inverted slopes as well. So that definitely also looks amazing. And if we're going to take a look at the entire bridge right here, we got the pathway leading up to the gate, which is also detailed. We got a lot of just regular pieces, the regular plates actually, so you can fit an entire army of Uruk-hai soldiers onto that. But there's also a lot of detailing on it. We got a couple of those nice 1x2 cheese pieces, so those also look superb. And I definitely think that adds a lot of detailing to the walkway. Then if we're going to take a look at something else, actually the side wall of the Hornburg over here, you can see a lot of detailing on this as well. We got those sand green pieces, we got a lot of those sand green tiles integrated into it, and of course a couple of those dark bluish gray pieces, which really adds a sort of older look to the Helms Deep castle, which really captures an old and deserted castle look. So I really like what you did with the walls of the Hornburg. And there's actually some rock work over here on the bottom of the castle as well. And I really like the fact that you kept the sort of standard, actually traditional LEGO Helms Deep rockwork look on the bottom. You can see a couple of those slopes with those sort of plates on top of there as well. And this is actually the same design as, of course, the LEGO set, just a bit bigger. And I really like that. I think the rockwork really looks nice. So you really did an awesome job on that. And there's something amazing over here on actually the side. You can see a lot of those sort of edge pieces with the cheese pieces, and this is really a hard design to pull off actually. I mean, you can see a lot of detailing with those pieces, and it just must have taken ages to build this. I mean, it's such a high design and it's so big. I really just have admiration for your design. So I think this amazing minifigure scale Helms Deep just looks superb. And there's actually also another progression photo for this MOC over here. You can see that this MOC really started off a bit smaller over here. So you got a lot of Uruk-hai minifigures, actually custom minifigures over here. Not really, of course, the Uruk-hai, but different LEGO characters simulating the Uruk-hai army. Actually over here on the bottom, and you can see that the wall initially was a lot smaller. So the Hornburg over here is still a lot bigger than the original set, but I think this definitely looks superb for a Helms Deep MOC. And then over here, the big main wall over here, the deeping wall also is a bit raised over here, so that also looks superb in my opinion. So let me know in the comment section down below what you think of this awesome minifig scale Helms Deep, and I just want to compliment you, LEGO Castle MOC, on building this epic LEGO minifigure scale Helms Deep MOC. Right now, we're going to take a look at another The Return of the King MOC, and this MOC is actually the Gate of Edoras made by NorLego, and NorLego is just an epic and aspiring MOC builder. He's created a lot of epic LEGO The Lord of the Rings MOCs, so a lot of compliments to you. I really just love your MOCs, so applause for NorLego right over here. I mean, your MOC really just looks superb over here. We got the gate and, of course, the wall piece of Edoras. So we're going to go and take a look at this epic MOC. I'm really eager to hear your opinion on this. So let me know in the comment section down below what you think of this MOC while I'm going to talk you through everything of this MOC. So in the front of the MOC, actually, we've got this big plane with a lot of those grass pieces. We got the regular grass. We got some dark tan grass pieces as well. And actually, a sort of Easter egg is actually those white flowers. Those were actually added on top of the tomb of course, King Theoden's forefathers. So that's definitely something epic to add to, of course, the big plains in front of Edoras. I really like the fact that you added those flowers. I mean, that's really accurate to the movie. Of course, near Edoras, those flowers were there, so that definitely is something amazing. We got, of course, the nice detailing on the edge of the MOC with the brown and, of course, the dark bluish gray underneath it, so that also looks superb in my opinion. And if we're finally going to take a look at the main wall of the Edoras gate over here, we actually got a lot of detailing over here with the big sort of gate in the middle. Then we got two wall pieces on either side. And we're going to go and zoom in a bit and take a look at the gate itself. So the gate actually has a couple of spikes on top of it. Really looks superb. I'm really jealous of your MOC. I would love to have this on my shelf. I just think this MOC really looks superb. We got a little bit of a roof on top of the MOC actually over here, which actually has an interior. You can see that King Theoden is actually sort of staying right here with a couple of candles, and his planning room over here with King Theoden's armor in this room actually as well. So that definitely is a little awesome setup right there. And in addition to that, next to that actually, Theoden's quarters on top of the gate, we also get the scene with Merry waving at Pippin, and of course Aragorn standing next to him. So that also is a nice scene to set up in this awesome MOC. And on the other side actually of the big main gate on the second tower, we can actually see a couple of Rohan soldiers just guarding the gate with a little map over there, and of course a candle. So that definitely looks amazing. And I really like the fact that Lego added a couple of those Rohan flags to the MOC as well. That definitely looks amazing in my opinion. And if we're going to take a closer look at the towers, actually, you can see a lot of detailing on the sides. We got a couple of windows over there. So I think there's a little bit of an interior in of course the towers. I'm not sure, I don't really have a picture of that. Here's actually a closer look at the wall, so we can see a Rohan soldier with a different face printing over here. Definitely looks amazing with that mustache over here. Really think that's an awesome Rohan soldier right there. But you can see a lot of detailing on this MOC. We got a couple of those tiles actually on the wall with the reddish brown and dark brown color, really epic. And of course this big torch next to the Rohan soldier. And in this courtyard area actually behind the wall, there's a lot of stuff going on. We got a couple of Rohan soldiers walking around, a big cart with a couple of carrots over here on the right corner. And we got a little bit of a farm girl right over here actually with a couple of animals as well. We got a pig and of course a chicken right over there, and this little weapon stash over here on the left next to those stairs. And there's actually a couple of stairs leading on top of actually the gate right here, so that also looks amazing in my opinion. And there's actually this huge house which just looks amazing. We got a couple of stairs leading onto the big main porch over here, made up of a lot of stone. So it is actually, this is sort of a big house supported by a lot of stone structure underneath it. And I think that definitely looks superb. We got a couple of books on the ground over here, a lot of different junk in front of the house. We got a couple of wooden pieces right over here, firewood actually in front of the house next to the pillars. And then there's this sort of resident right here, actually a woman who has actually a sort of bun on her head. And this actually is quite nice because this is a sort of reference to the LEGO The Lord of the Rings video game, if you weren't aware of that actually, because the women in the LEGO The Lord of the Rings video game actually frequently wore buns on their hats. So I think that definitely is a nice Easter egg. I don't know if you intended to include that, but I definitely think that looks amazing. And her torso and leg printing also is just superb for this minifigure. Then the pillars are also nicely detailed with those awesome support structures right over there. We got a lot of epic detailing on the front of the roof, and I really like the fact that this roof is colored dark tan with of course those tiles actually on top and a couple of studs as well, so that also looks superb with, I believe those are jumper plates or just some regular plates. I think they're jumper plates actually. But yeah, a lot of detailing on the top of the roof that really looks superb. And we also can see a couple of flowers underneath the windows over here on the right. So that also looks superb. I'm really a big fan of this MOC. And if we're going to take a look at some area over here on the left, you can see a couple of stairs actually and a Rohan soldier standing on top of the wall. And the house actually is on the same level, almost the same level as the wall guarding Edoras. So that also is something amazing. And then finally, here is the shot of Gandalf and Pippin riding towards Minas Tirith on Shadowfax. And I think that this MOC in general just looks superb with a lot of epic small details. And I definitely hope that you enjoyed taking a look at this MOC. So let me know in the comment section down below what you think of this Gate of Edoras MOC made by NorLego. I think it's amazing, so I'm eager to hear your opinion on it. So right now, it's actually MOC submission time. I'm going to take a look at all of the LEGO The Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit MOCs you've submitted to my Instagram DM. So the first MOC we're going to take a look at is actually the LEGO Hobbit Hole MOC made by Valentin Kniplik. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Over here we got the Bag End MOC, actually I suppose, with of course Gandalf's cart right over here on the left, which we're going to take a look at in a second. But first of all, we're going to admire this awesome custom bag end design right here, the Hobbit hole. I think it just looks amazing. I think it's bag end, but I'm not sure. But it's just a Hobbit house. I mean, I really like the fact that you added a couple of those round pieces as a pathway right over here. Really looks superb in my opinion. We got a couple of grass pieces simulating a little grass plane in the front with a sort of garden. We got a pig over here with a carrot, and actually quite a nice detail over here is Frodo with that smoking pipe right over there, and he actually has a couple of those ice pieces simulating some smoke over there. That is definitely a creative design of you. And the main Hobbit house actually over here, the Hobbit hole, really also looks superb. We got a couple of yellow pieces actually simulating the wool, and I think that design really looks superb, even though the Hobbit house is, of course, within the LEGO theme. Actually, the Hobbit house has a little bit of a tan color. I think this definitely looks great. I've never seen this design before, and I really like the fact that you used some yellow pieces right over here. That definitely is something amazing, so I really want to compliment you on using those colors within your bag, or actually your Hobbit hole MOC. I think that definitely looks amazing. Over here on both sides, we got those windows with some brown arch pieces surrounding them. Also, lovely details on there with those flowers underneath the windows. Then we got the big main door, actually, of the Hobbit hole, which is actually surprisingly round over here, which really looks amazing. I really want to compliment you on that, actually. It really looks superb, and I definitely think that you did a great job on that. I mean, you used a couple of those arch pieces on the sides, which really looks superb. Creates that round effect actually for a Hobbit hole door. And then the door itself is actually made up of a couple of those yellow plates, actually, with that sort of bucket piece simulating the part where you knock on the door. So that also is superb. And then taking a look at the top of bag end, actually, we got that sort of chimney right there. We got a couple of birds and a lot of actually those red round flowers over there, which also looks amazing. And over here on the far right, actually, we got this sort of white plant, actually, with a couple of white flowers. So I think that plant design right there really looks amazing. That sort of bush design, so that's a sort of bush right there. And I'm definitely gonna consider using that sort of design within my future LEGO The Lord of the Rings MOCs. That's definitely something epic. I really like the design you used for that. And if we're going to take a look at Gandalf's cart right over here, you can see that this horse is actually brick built, which is really creative of you to do. So I really want to compliment you on that. That definitely looks amazing. And then the cart itself also looks superb. We got a lot of fireworks in the back of the cart, which truly is an amazing detail to this MOC. I really like the fact that you added that as well. So I think this MOC just looks amazing, and I really want to thank you for submitting this awesome LEGO Hobbit hole MOC. So let me know in the comment section down below what you think of this epic LEGO Hobbit hole MOC made by Valentin Kniplik. And the next MOC we're going to go and take a look at is actually the forging of the One Ring made by Jacob and Silas over here. So I think this MOC really looks superb. I hope I pronounce your names correctly, but I really like this MOC. I've never actually reviewed a LEGO Mount Doom MOC before, so this is going to be the first one right here. So we actually got the big sort of walkway within Mount Doom with a lot of lava underneath it. and of course the big main villain of the Lord of the Rings, which definitely needs a minifigure, which is Sauron, the Dark Lord of the One Ring of Power. Really just an amazing brick build, big fig right over here. And I really like the fact that you added those swords on top of the hat as the sort of spikes of Sauron. I really think that's a creative way of displaying his head. We got that sort of grill piece on the front to simulate his nose as well. That also looks superb. And over here, as you can see, actually, we got the hand with the One Ring of Power actually being made up of Lego arms, which is also really creative of you. So I definitely like the look of that. And over here, actually, we got those two orcs. One of them is actually a Lego goblin with the orc hairpiece, and the other one is just a regular Mordor orc with the bold headpiece over here. That also looks superb. And if we're going to take a look at the build itself, actually, that also looks superb. I mean, we got a lot of lava underneath the walkway right over here with a lot of different pieces. And if we're going to take a look at the archway right over here, it also has a lot of detailing with the light bluish and dark bluish gray pieces as well. And actually over here on the side of the big archway, we can also see this little cave with the big skull over here inside of it. So that's actually just a big ugly rock piece right there, the burp piece actually, which truly is an amazing design. So I definitely think that this also looks amazing. And if we're going to go and take a look at the next mock submission you've sent me on Instagram, we're going to go and take a look at the Battle of Morgoth / Fingalin over here. So this is the battle between Morgoth and Fingalin, actually, from the Silmarillion, I believe. And I think this definitely is just an amazing mock right here. It's just a big Morgoth figure over here, actually made by Joel Burkle, a big fan of me on YouTube. So I definitely want to thank you for submitting this mock. As you can see, there's a couple of stages to this over here. So I think this mock really looks superb. And I definitely like the fact that you created this mock right here with, of course, the printing on, of course, Morgoth's face over here underneath his helmet. Actually, that also looks superb in my opinion. And the overall Morgoth figure also looks superb with a lot of detailing. I really like the fact that you added so much detail onto this Bionicle minifigure. So that definitely is something amazing. You really did a great job on this minifigure. So let me know in the comment section down below what you think of this small awesome mock right here made by Joel Burkle. And the next mock we're going to go and take a look at is actually a special mock right here, which I actually wanted to show you in 2021, but I was preoccupied with building Mordor and Lego. So right now I'm going to show you the snowball fight, of course, at the edge of Mirkwood right over here, made by John. So that definitely is an amazing mock right here. And I also heard that John used a couple of my building techniques with, of course, the plates and a couple of the slopes. So that's also pretty epic. So I really like this mock over here. I think it looks superb. I mean, we got the two trees from the Mirkwood spider set, actually, so that definitely is something amazing. And I really like the fact that he added a bit of snow to these trees, actually. That also looks superb. And of course, the big sort of snowy slopes over here on the ground are supposed to simulate cover for the minifigure. So we got a couple of dwarves, we got Frodo and Bilbo, young Bilbo actually, throwing snowballs at Sam, and of course over here we got the son of Bard. I actually forgot his name. Bane, is it? Yeah, it's Bane over here. So that definitely is something amazing. So I think this is definitely something epic to start this year with. We got the snowball fight at the edge of Mirkwood mock made by John. So I'm really happy with this mock. I want to thank you for submitting this mock. It's really just something epic. Thank you, John, for submitting this epic mock. And yeah, these were already all of the mocks I wanted to show you in this episode of Middle Earth MOCS. Really, I want to thank you if you watched this video so far. It's been 30 minutes, so I really want to thank you for your massive support if you've watched the entire video so far. And if you did, of course, let me know in the comment section down below which of these mocks I've shown you in this episode is your favorite. So go ahead and leave me a comment on that. And of course, if you did enjoy watching this video, let me know by leaving a thumbs up to support it. Go subscribe to Brickley if you are new to my channel. And of course, ring that notification bell to stay updated when I post any LEGO videos. And I'll see you all in the next episode of Middle Earth MOCS.